I'm here at Strawberry Fields Festival 2012, and I'm joined by Michael Pane. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Yourself?
I'm good, thank you.
Cool.
Are you enjoying your festival experience here so far? I know you've not been here long. You've only just got here.
Yeah, that's an understatement. I've been here like literally all of 20 minutes, but yeah, it's cool. It's a nice little environment. Just caught like a band on stage. I don't know what they're called, but they were good.
Oh, that's good then.
And yeah, I'm like sort of looking forward to my set.
Yeah, it's a good atmosphere here as well. So what reaction do you try and achieve from the crowd? Do you kind of trying to connect with the fans, or do you just want everyone to have a good time? Or
A bit of both, really. Like I'm I'm a lyricist. I pride myself on the quality of what I write, rather than the impact it has on the pop world, and even if people sort of take everything in and they're not even really dancing about it much. I know it's festivals and that, but even if they're not sort of dancing around that much, but they give me something back if they meet me after and say, look, I really appreciated this part of it, then I know they've listened and I know they've soaked it all in. So exactly, that's of paramount importance over people just sort of dancing around to a really good beat and just assuming that I'm just like rapping some meaningless lyrics or something. Do you know what I mean? Not that anyone else does that.
And I feel there's quite a unique flow to your music from what I've heard and some of the videos I've seen. Considering how competitive it is in the music industry, what would you say differentiates you from other artists?
The fact that I don't compete. Like literally, like I don't know where it came from, but like one of my managers, Jake Gosling, his bio on his Twitter is music isn't a competition, it's a mission. Do you know what I mean? And if you feel like you've got like a vocation, if you like, then you're not trying to compete with anyone at all. Like you get your fans, you create your own niche. Do you know what I mean? And just be thankful for every fan that you have, rather than trying to get the next man's fans. Or do you know what I mean? I think that's why a lot of people do like collaborations, for instance, because they feel that they want to sort of span two genres or exactly. But you should just make the music that you're comfortable with, rather than attempting to gain fans that probably won't understand you anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Want them to enjoy it.
Exactly. And I think the first key to understanding something, to enjoying something, is understanding it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. What do you enjoy singing about? Is there anything like inspirations, perhaps?
Whatever. I'm inspired by whatever I actually sort of rap about or sing about on any given song. It will be what inspired me. So it's everyday things, like some of the songs that I've got out there online now. Little Lady, for instance, with Ed Sheeran, it's obvious what inspired that. Do you know what I mean? People think it's an actual true story that happened to one of my relatives. It didn't, but it is a true story to me in that it's a real story. It actually happens. Do you know what I mean? And it was an issue that at the time of writing it I wanted to address. So yeah, I'm literally inspired by whatever I write about. So sometimes I'll splice with like double entendres and that, but it will be about pretty much what I'm writing about. What the song's about.
And have you been up to much this summer, or is it just working?
Festivals mainly, and recording the album Blame Miss Barkley, that's out next year, and touring with Rizzle Kicks, just at the beginning of the summer.
What was that like? Did you enjoy
good,
that?
yeah, because they're good mates of mine. They're really, they're lads, aren't they? So yeah, it was good. It was good to hang out with them. Yeah, get on with them really well.
And so you're excited for this album then?
Yeah, super excited. We've got too many songs, so that's good. It's better to have superfluous than exactly.
And if you weren't a musician, what would you be and why?
A poet, because that's what I wanted to be at first. When I first started writing, I started writing poetry, and people are more inclined to listen to rap than they are to listen to poetry.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So I thought that that's the compromise, I suppose. It's still rapping, but it's just a bit more rhythm, and you get to put it out there under the guise of rap. But I'm really like I couldn't care less about rap. I just want to write things and deliver them, and people will do it if there's music accompanying it.
So it all started from poems then?
Yeah.
You just still use them as a starting base now and then make them into raps? Or?
A lot of the time, but now my technique, the method is usually like producers will make a beat, and I'll be in there in the studio session, and whatever emotions the music evokes is what I'll write about. So it's very rarely started out. it very rarely starts as poetry now, but it does occasionally.
It's always there.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of determination, dedication to being successful. In my eyes and in my opinion, I feel you're on the definite pathway to making it and being well established. How does that make you feel?
Flattered, first of all. But you know, it's pleasant, but there is a little bit of pressure.
Oh, yeah,
Because like this time next year, you might be, what happened to Michael Pane? Like, do you know what I mean? But we'll see. Yeah, it's true. We'll see. I suppose. Like I can't call it. I don't know what the future holds. It's been a sick journey so far. It's been really good.
Oh, yeah.
Everything that's come along for me has been quite surprising. But at the same time, I think luck. You know, I've had what you know. I've been prepared. If do you know what I mean, for when the opportunities arise. So that's cool. I've got to take some credit for that, I suppose. Yeah. But at the same time, yeah, like it's cool. Like I don't know where I'll be in a year's time, to be honest. But hopefully somewhere decent. Like I don't really want to be like, you know, uber rich. I don't want to be a superstar or anything. I just like I like what I do so much that I'd like to do it full time, and I do it full time at the moment. So I'd like to carry on and perhaps do it on a larger scale maybe this time next year. Would be cool.
Do you feel a lot of pressure to deliver then? Or do you ever get nervous? You know, when
Not
you
at
go on
all.
stage, are you ever nervous? Or?
I get nervous before I go on stage, yeah, and I think if you don't get nervous, then you don't really want to do it that much, to be honest. Yeah. I think if it just becomes so routine that you're just like, oh yeah, give me the mic, I'm gonna go and do my thing now. It's so routine that it really doesn't bother you that much anymore. I think that nerves are a good thing because they keep you, you know what I mean, they kind of keep you humbled and stuff, and they keep you grounded. But like, I've never got, you know, nervous to the stage where I wouldn't say it's stage fright. It's just adrenaline. Like I'm prone to forgetting lyrics sometimes in it. So maybe it's like a subconscious thing. It's like just make sure you remember your lyrics.
Is it because of the pressure perhaps, or is it just you
No, I think
generally do forget?
I think it's because of something that I probably can't say depending on what time you're gonna air this. But yeah, I'll leave it there.
Okay. Tell me after.
Yeah.
And just finally, for all your fans out there, what can we expect next from you? I know you've got your album next year. Is anything else?
I just did a collaboration with Rizzle Kicks actually, called Work, and it's about like sort of wanting to do what you want to do basically, and not being stuck in like a job that rather than a career. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's artistic or anything, do you know what I mean? You could, you know what I mean? You could be like, I don't know, like you could have been forced into a really good job, but you just want to do a really like sort of lowly job. Do you know what I mean? But you feel like that's your calling, but you're just stuck. No matter how it goes, like you're just gonna feel some sort of animosity towards your boss and stuff, and that's basically what it's about. It's just a cheeky look at sort of in hindsight what we were thinking to our bosses back in the day when we just wanted to be in studio all day or on stages all day and stuff. Should have a video for that out soon as well. Hopefully like November. I've got my tour coming up in September as well, London, Birmingham, Manchester and Leeds, and then I'll hopefully go back on tour with Rizzle Kicks, and then the album's out next year, maybe with like an EP out before, like a taster EP, because we've got so many songs for the album. We'll probably put the ones that don't make it onto the album onto a taster EP, which would be quite cool.
Get them all out there,
Exactly.
You can't just sit around.
Exactly, because like the album's very conceptual as well, so any track that sort of follows the story arc of the album will have to be used for the album. Like we can't use it on anything else. Do you know what I mean?
Have you got an album name yet?
Blame Miss Barkley. So Miss Barkley was my English teacher, and she's the one who sort of instilled the passion for like writing.
Poetry.
Yeah, exactly.
Really good,
So I've just it's a bit of a tribute to her, really.
Well, thank you very much. It's been
No
lovely
worries.
speaking to you.
Likewise.
All right, good luck later on.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Cheers.
When the sun shines on the big city, promise me that you'll be there with me. We can do a little of a lot, or a lot of a little. When the sun shines on the big city, promise me that you'll be there with me. We can do a little of a lot, or a lot of a little.